Well, welcome everyone to A Moment with the Author. I am pleased to be joined once again by another great local author, this time Linda Heavner Gerald. And we'll be talking today about her book, Beaufort Betrayal. Linda, thanks so much for joining us on A Moment with the Author.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, great to have you here.
Thank
Great
you.
to have you here. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe how you came to write this book, what your inspiration was?
Ray, I am the most unlikely person in the world to write a book. I'm not comfortable at public speaking. I like to be safe in my little home with my little group of friends. So for me to do this is way out of my comfort zone, but that seems to be the way God's leading me. The way
It has a tendency to do that, doesn't it?
It does. But it all started with this vision, and I would have this same vision for years, every night, and it reached a point where I couldn't go to sleep without this vision of a lady walking. I knew it was Beaufort because I love Beaufort, North Carolina, and Beaufort, South Carolina, but I really love Beaufort, North Carolina, and I knew she was in Beaufort. I knew that it wasn't me. I knew that she was very troubled, and I could see her walking the streets, and I could see her looking at those beautiful old homes across the street and waving to someone who waved back to her, and that was it. It would stop. And night after night, for probably 2 years, this happened.
Wow.
Finally, I got on my knees, and I said, God, what is this? What do you want me to do with this? Is this from you? Is this me or you? And then I found myself in front of the computer, and the words, I could not keep up with it. It just came so easily. Just flowing.
Wow.
And 2 weeks later, the book was completed, although it required months of rewrites and corrections, but it was done. And this little book, Beaufort Betrayal, is something that I feel like God had me write. And basically, the book is about abusive relationships. I was in one briefly, and they're horrible, and it happens so subtly, and that's what the book is about. How this man so subtly makes her think that he loves her and that he's a good person, and how he weaves these lies, and she falls into this trap. And she's so deep into it when she realizes where she is and that she has left God behind.
Wow.
And so she gets on her knees and says, I need your help, and I need you to show me what to do, because I've made some really bad mistakes, and now her life is actually in danger. And so it's God. I feel like if I can help one person who is in a relationship see that maybe they need to take action, and maybe they're not the bad guy for doing something about what they're involved in. Maybe they made a bad choice. We've all made bad choices. But if they could correct it and save their life or their children's lives, or maybe it's a child that's in a relationship that they know is not right, but they're afraid. But if they could get the nerve to speak out, to go to someone that they trust and say, will you help me? Get on your knees, first of all, and ask God, because He will help you. He really wrote this book. I can tell you, I do not know where this came from. It did not come from me, but I know that it was from God. And I know there's someone out there that needs to read it, and hopefully through reading this book, they will make a choice that could save their life or their children's lives.
Wow. So this is a fictitious story, but it sounds like it has a lot of autobiographical emotion behind it and inspiration behind it.
It does.
So what a great way to really reach out to people in a way that's easily accessible, not like a nonfiction book where you have to trudge through a lot of counseling and things like that, but something where you can really identify with characters in the story. Now, I was going to ask you about why you chose Beaufort, but it sounds like that the inspiration really came to you just like a divine inspiration, that was the town to go with. Is that how you felt?
Absolutely. I'm a sailor, and the book contains a lot about sailing. So a lot of men have read the book. It's not a female book, or it's something that men would enjoy as well, because there is a lot about sailing and boats. And of course, Beaufort is such a haven for sailors. Yeah. It's truly so challenging there. And so that's why I chose Beaufort. And I love Beaufort. I've always loved it. I love the people. And I love the ocean. So that was the setting for the book. And there's a lot about restaurants. There's also a lot about Wrightsville Beach. There's a great deal about Blowing Rock in the book as well. And Palm Beach. There's some funny parts in there that will make you just really laugh. You laugh, you cry, you feel sorry for her, you identify with her. Because each part of the book is really a part of me. It's either someone that I've known, or an experience that I've had, or maybe someone that I would like to be, that I would aspire to be. So they're all things that I know about. I am a registered nurse. I'm not a psychologist. I'm not giving anyone any kind of psychological advice, but I do think that it's all from the heart, and that it's all safe, and nothing that is over the top or I'm certainly not encouraging anyone to take action without first praying. That's all I'm saying. Just pray about it.
Absolutely. Well, it sounds like you've really written something that's going to reach a lot of people in a place of darkness, a place that they're many times they don't know how to get out of, they don't know who to come to. So hopefully this book will be a way to kind of give them, shed a little light for them, and give them hope in a time of really a difficult situation. In the book, talking about the plot, can you kind of set that up for us? If you were to give us an intro to this book, if we were to read the back of this book and whet our appetite to want to read it, set that up for us and tell us, make people want to read this book.
All right. The antagonist, her name is Tori, and the protagonist's name is Tori. The antagonist is Jack, and I probably divulged more than I should have on the back of the book. But you sort of know as you start reading it who the bad guy is and who the good person is. But Tori meets this man, the man of her dreams. He was a sailor. He was everything that she was and then some. And she admired him so much. And then after she's involved in this relationship with him, she realizes that he is doing some incredible things to her. Her mind's not clear. She's very confused. He's actually giving her drugs. And of course, having done a lot of psych nursing, I was able to pull that up and pretty much know some of the things that can happen. And Broughton, North Carolina is in the book. That's where I did my nursing training.
Yeah.
And so I think that you will find it very interesting. I think that you will be amazed at what can happen and how deceitful people can be. We all know that there's deceit out there and there's people that we have to be careful with. But this man seems so charming that you would not think. And then when you finish the book, you realize how she would have gotten so involved and how she fell for him.
Great stuff. Well, it sounds like you've just written a wonderful book that people are really going to be blessed by. I just want to encourage you, if you get a chance, stop by cornerstoneboone.com and make sure to pick up a copy of Beaufort Betrayal by Linda Heavner Gerald. Linda, once again, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate having you on A Moment with the Author.
Thank you so much, Ray. God bless.
You too.
Thank you.